You guys, I don't know if you saw my last video, but my mom came in to leave me a note on the door, and guess what it said? It said, cookies are ready. She made chocolate chip cookies, and I am so excited for these chocolate chip cookies because these are home baked and it's still a little warm. So I'm gonna take a bite, and then we're gonna talk about navigating the medical system being trans and dealing with all of the micro interactions or micro scruffs, I would say, when you are trans. It's a little crisp, kind of tastes like bacon, and it's delicious. Yummy. Okay. It's kind of sticky to my mouth too. I kind of want to keep eating it. I had to put it down though. We're here to talk about serious business. Okay. So, navigating the medical system. It's kind of like, so this is a question from Critical. You left a comment a while ago. I took note. Sorry it took me so long to get back, but I took note of it. This is sort of like a two-pronged thing. You have the world outside, navigating that medical system, navigating healthcare, navigating insurance, navigating who to speak to, who not to speak to, what to do, what paperwork to get signed. That's a whole thing that I can't really give you guidance on because that's unique to your own situation. And right now I live in Germany and that's a different healthcare system. What I will say from a very high level is that you really need to kind of not take anything personal when navigating the healthcare system. It's intentionally designed to be confusing. It's intentionally designed to make it hard. So that way you really have to be committed to kind of prove to the healthcare system that what you want it bad enough that you're willing to navigate through all their BS. Excuse me, their BS. So take that as the first thing. Your healthcare system, yeah, it can help you, but it's not designed to help you. It's not designed to be easy or helpful. Because if it was, then I think the whole healthcare system would be used and utilized way more often. So there's that. I think internally there's an aspect where you have to really prepare yourself for dealing with people that don't really understand how to treat you properly, how to gender you properly, and how to kind of just respond to you in a way that you want to be responded to. I think that there's a misperception, and tell me what you think of about this because I want to know. I think there is generally a misperception of how trans people expect the world to be nowadays. I think that the people expect people to accept them for being trans, or that if they misgender them, then they're being transphobic. And I would say that's largely not that's not the case if you get misgendered. Most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, if you are misgendered, it's because they did not reach you as the proper gender that you are. It is not an intentional thing that they're trying to hurt your feelings. It's that their whole internal gendering system is not as evolved as yours. They haven't put as much thought into it as you have, and they haven't evolved their thinking enough to be able to adapt to what you're presenting to them, which is a more highly evolved perception of what gender is and should be, and is not being understood by their own system because they've got other things they're worried about. They've got so many other things that are on their mind, and the last thing on their mind is gendering you correctly. And so if they gender you incorrectly or they dead name you, don't take it personally. They're not trying to attack you. And I think this is something that younger trans folks are just expecting to be accepted, and then they take extreme offense if they're not being gendered correctly or dead named or what have you. I've never cried about being dead named. I've never cried about being misgendered. It's not, well, okay, I'll take a step back. I've never cried about that in relation to navigating the healthcare system because they don't know me. I don't take that personally. But if my sister or someone very, very close to me intimately misgenders me, then that's a different thing because We've had a long discussion. I'm heavily emotionally invested in them. I'm heavily emotionally invested in being accepted by them. And if they slip, suddenly that hurts a lot. If my sister were to misgender me tomorrow, I would take that a lot more personally than if a healthcare worker misgendered me. And I think like that's one thing to think about when navigating the healthcare system, is not to take everything personally, just kind of keep it at a stick length and just kind of keep it over there. They don't know you, they don't care about you. They're just trying to get through their day. So I think that's the major thing in terms of navigating. What else is your question here? Yeah, I mean, that kind of answers it. So I hope that's helpful, Critical. If you have any other questions about kind of like how to deal through like navigating this, feel free to write me some comments down below. But that's generally the synopsis. Now I'm gonna just eat the rest of this chocolate chip cookie. Bye.